Hello everyone, this is Ayushi Verma from Investor Learn Academy and I welcome you all to this channel. In the last video, we talked about the concept of risk and return. In today's video, we will understand what is economic analysis. What could be the factors which affects the economy and why and how an investor should do economic analysis. To understand economic analysis, we need to first go back to understand what is fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis helps you to decide which stocks are worth investing for the long term. It is basically the study of different companies' long-term prospects. It does not bother with what happens to a stock in short term. So there are two approaches to fundamental analysis. One is the top-down approach, second is the bottom-up approach. In both of the approaches, we include economy analysis, industry analysis, and company analysis. Today, we will understand about the economic analysis. First and foremost, in a top-down approach would be an overall evaluation of the general economy. When the economy expands, most industry groups and companies benefit and grow. When the economy declines, most sectors and companies usually suffer. So in short, economic analysis is the study of the state of economy on a macro level. In order to perform economic analysis, it is essential to forecast economic performance with the help of some of the economic indicators. Depending upon the duration, forecasting can be made for short term, intermediate term, and long term. So let's understand what are the factors affecting economic analysis. First, growth rate of GDP, which is gross domestic product. GDP is the total value of goods and services produced in an economy's boundaries. In a growing economy, GDP is high and companies post higher profits. Whereas during recessions, profits fall, leading to unemployment, lower spending, etc. A continuously growing GDP is good for the business. Another factor known as GNP is very similar to GDP. GNP or gross national product is the total value of all the finished goods and services produced by a country's citizens in a given financial year, irrespective of their location. The GDP tells us the strength of the economy's domestic economy, whereas the GNP is more concerned towards how the residents are contributing towards the country's economy. And since when we conduct economic analysis from the investment point of view, then we consider the GDP figures as it gives you the better picture about the economy. Second, savings and investment. Growth of an economy requires proper amount of investments which is dependent upon the amount of domestic savings. The level of investment in the economy and the proportion of investment in capital market are directly related. The level of investment in the economy is equal to domestic savings plus inflow of foreign capital minus any investment made abroad. Stock market is an important channel to mobilize savings from the individuals who have excess of it to the individuals or corporate who have deficit of it. The individuals can put their savings amount into various asset classes like equity, shares, bonds, small saving schemes, bank deposits, mutual fund units, real estate, bullions, etc. Greater the allocation of equity in investment, favorable impact it will have on stock price. Third, inflation. It refers to the rise in the prices of most goods and services such as food, clothing, housing, recreation, transportation, consumer staples, etc. High inflation reduces investors' purchasing power. This reduces the overall demand in the economy. Low demand means less revenue. When companies earn less, it directly affects the investors' sentiments, which results in the lower stock prices. Fourth, interest rates. Interest rate is the major factor affects the liquidity of cash in the economy. When interest rates are high, businesses are forced to borrow money at the high rates. This increases the cost of capital, reducing companies' profitability. When companies post less profits, its share prices are directly impacted. When interest rates are low, businesses borrow money cheaply and cost of capital reduces. This drives demand and increases companies' profitability. Investors are eager to invest in companies with high profitability, and this increases its share prices. Fifth, Economic and political stability. A stable political environment is important for businesses. Companies can work in the long term only when there is a stable political climate in the country. For example, investors prefer investing in companies based in USA, UK than political unstable countries like Syria and Iran. 6. Demand or supply of goods and services. It affects the economy as with the increase in the demand, the price of goods or services increases, which results in inflation. And with inflation, money supply in economy increases, and with increase in the supply of goods or services, the price of the same decreases. 7. Agriculture and monsoons. Agriculture is directly linked with the industries. Any increase or decrease in the agriculture production has a significant impact on the industrial production and corporate performance. Companies using agricultural raw materials as inputs or supplying inputs to agriculture are directly affected by the change in agriculture production. For example, sugar, cotton, textile, food processing industries depend upon agriculture for raw material. Fertilizer and insecticide industries are supplying inputs to agriculture too. A good monsoon leads to higher demand for inputs and result in huge crop production. If the monsoon is bad, agriculture production suffers, then it may have negative impact on the company's financial performance and it leads to negative impact on stock price. 8. Government budget and deficit. Government plays an important role in the growth of any economy. The government prepares a central budget which provides the complete information on revenue, expenditure and deficit of the government for a given period of time. Government revenue comes from various direct and indirect taxes and government-made expenditure on various developmental activities. The excess of expenditure over revenue leads to budget deficit. For financing the deficit, the government goes for external and internal borrowings. Thus, the deficit budget may lead to high rate of inflation and adversely affects the cost of production. And surplus budget may result in deflation. Hence, a balanced budget is highly favorable to the stock market. 9th, laws and policies. With change or modification in the laws, the economy of country changes. It will affect the companies dealing with it, their employees, their shopkeepers, which at a broad level affect the economy. Similarly, any policy made by the government will affect the economy too. 10th, the tax structure. The corporate awaits the government announcements regarding the tax policy every year. The type of tax exemption has impact on the profitability of the industries. Concessions, incentives given to certain industry encourages investment in that industry and has favorable impact on the stock market. 11th, balance of payment and forex reserves. Balance of payment is the record of all the receipts and payment of a country with the rest of the world. The difference in receipt and payment may be surplus or deficit. If a country's export is higher than its import, then there is a surplus in the balance of payments. However, a BOP, balance of payment, deficit can arise if the country's imports amounts to more than its total exports. The surplus balance of payment boosts forex reserves of the country and has favorable impact on the exchange rates too. On the other hand, if deficit increases, the forex reserve depletes and has an adverse impact on the exchange rates. The BOP has impact on the Indian currency too. 12th, demographic factors. The demographic data details about the population by age, occupation, literacy, geographic location. These factors are studies to forecast the demand for the consumer goods. The data related to population indicates the availability of the workforce. 13. Exchange rate. The exchange rate comes into picture in case of export and import. It affects the international payment and price of goods, and that affects the economy. Now let's see how the economic growth affects the investment. The rate of economic growth also affects the level of investment. Business investment tends to be quite volatile. If the businesses see an improvement in the economic forecast, they will increase investment to meet future demand. Therefore, an improvement in the rate of economic growth can cause a rise in the investment. But if there is an economic downturn and a fall in the rate of economic growth, business will cut back on investments. Analyzing the macroeconomic factors alone does not tell an investor what to buy or sell or when to buy and sell. However, the detailed analysis of macroeconomic trends that affect the business environment can help an investor assess whether the current environment is friendly or unfriendly. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. We will meet you on next Monday with a new topic of industry analysis. Till then, be safe and happy learning.